If you haven't already done so, now would be a great time to save the world. Save it. I saved mine as Uber app. You can give it whatever name you want. And we no longer have to do things in the world, so you can click done if you haven't already done so. Now in this game, we're going to need 4 variables, so let's go ahead and create them now. I'm going to click on world and then properties. I'm going to create a variable. We're going to need 1 for each of the animals, the cost to pick them up, and we'll need 1 for our income here. So I'm going to create a new variable, income, and I'm going to just set its value to 1 there. Should be a lowercase I for income. Okay. And then I need the bunny cost. I put underscore there, and I'm going to set it as 1. And I need the chicken cost. I'm going to set it at 1. And finally, I need the cat cost, cat underscore cost. So I have the 4 variables that I'll need. Now I'm going to go on to methods, and here under world I'll go to methods, and I'm going to add 2 comments right off the bat here. And this is just a reminder on how to do comment. I just drag this up, and this is created by, and you put your name here. And I'm going to add another one right below it. It's Uber app for animals. So I have my 2 comments that basically explain what it is I'm doing and who created it. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I want my money to change every time I start the game, so it's just going to be a random number. And let's go over how to do that. First, I need to go and grab my income variable, and I have to click on world, properties, and I'm just going to set the value to 1 for now. But I want to change that value to a random number. So I'm going to go to world, function, and here under random, there's a random number, so I'll drag random number there to 1. And I want the minimum value to be 1, the maximum value to be 10, and I do want it to be an integer only. So it should look like this here. And actually now if I play the game, nothing has happened because I haven't set this to a number, which would be the next step. So I want whatever this income is set to, whatever random number, I want it to be displayed right there. So how do I do that? Well, I have to go over here to amount and click on properties, and you'll see text there. I'm going to go ahead and just drag this over. And I'm going to say default string there. Set text to default string. But I want to change what it's being set to. I want it to be set to the income. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to go to world, functions, and I'm going to add a string there. Instead of default string, I'm going to say what as a string. Basically, I'm taking a value and making it a string. So I'll just drag this up right into there. And here, I have a bunch of different options. I'm going to go down to expressions because one of my expressions is world.income. And I want my world.income as a string to be shown as amount. So I'm going to my amount, which is at 0, and setting the text to my income variable, which I just made a random number between 1 and 10. So if I now play it, it should be a value. There's 1. Let's play it again. And this time it's 8. Each time you play the game, we should be given a different starting value there. Okay, the last thing in this video is to create a new method here. And basically, we're going to put a comment here. And I'm going to say the user, we'll say the driver will set prices. So when we start the game, you'll be the driver, and you would have to set prices for each of the 3 animals based on how far they're away, pretty much. So that's what's going to happen, and we are going to create a new method. So click on World, and you should see myFirst World method, and we're going to create a new method called set prices. Now we're not going to edit it yet. I'm going to go back to myFirst method. So this is the method. This will be where we create our algorithm or our abstraction. And in here we have to call it. So to do a method call, you just drag it in. This runs whatever code is here. I haven't created any code yet, so it's not going to do anything. As a matter of fact, if I push play, it's the exact same thing happening. But in the next video, we will learn how to set the prices.